My name is Laetitia Laurent. I'm the principal at Laurent Interiors, and I am one of the 2025 Palm Beach Kips Bay Show House designers, and I am so excited to be here. We were given the primary bathroom, and when I heard we had the bathroom as a French woman, I wanted to create a very Parisian space, very chic, a little sexy, a little naughty, everything around the ritual of getting ready. So the art of getting ready, the anticipation of the night ahead, and all the fun stuff that goes on with that. I called my space Les Coulisses, which in French means backstage, because I thought of performers getting ready for what is probably the ultimate performance, which is life. And I thought about the fact that it's a very private moment when you're getting ready in your bathroom. And I thought about escaping, kind of like in the middle of a good book, like you would on a really good trip. So travel and that sense of exotic destination paired with the French luxurious chic environment just really came together for me. A lot of my inspiration from the room came from travel. When I thought about the tub, I thought what a fun idea it would be to wrap it in leather and make it look like an old trunk, like an old French Louis Vuitton or Goyard trunk. We call it la malle. I'm a big fan of the tension and dichotomy between old and new, so I really like the idea of having a jetted tub by Kohler that is paired with this leather wrap. We wrapped it with a Kravet leather, which is so beautiful in a chocolate color, added nail heads, these buckles. It feels like a really vintage, almost antique piece of luggage. The fixtures we selected from Kohler are from the Calista line, and they're in this beautiful gold champagne finish. It's the perfect finish that really mixes well with brass and silver. It has a very kind of travel, curated, collected look to it that works really well in our bathroom. It was wonderful to collaborate with Benjamin Moore, and we selected the Bewitched color for our wall panels and the Frappé color that we did in a Venetian plaster. And we wanted the space to feel like almost an old French library. Bewitched is this deep maroon color that really lends itself to a library feeling for our panels. And then the Frappé, we did that in a Venetian plaster treatment, so very soft. So always that dichotomy between something that's rich and something that's a little bit softer. On the panels, we hung these iconic pictures from French movies. There's La Piscine, which takes place, as the name indicates, in front of a swimming pool. So there's that aquatic element reflected for the tub. And then we have pictures of Brigitte Bardot getting ready, of Jane Birkin getting ready. So all of that around just the ritual that goes into what happens in a bathroom. For the toilet space, we selected a smart toilet by Kohler. We had fun with it, and we decided to hide it behind a curtain. And it's kind of a blasé, almost Versailles take on it, where you just hide the toilet behind a curtain. And the curtain is in a fabric by Elitis, which is actually called the robe du soir, which means evening gown. The fabric has these organic leaves on it that feel very natural, but in a beautiful silky shade. And we tied it back with by Hues, which is kind of this lost form of beautiful French tie bags, and the whole space just feels very Versailles, very decadent. We have lots of incredible art in this space. This particular installation is by a French artist by the name of Julie Touré, and she makes individually each one of these leaves that she hand foils and hand beads, and we install them in this pattern, almost like they're taking flight, and it's really beautiful. This is our bas-relief mural. I sketched this coming back from Africa and having all that imagery top of mind, herons taking flight, a panther. I thought a lot about the work of another French designer who does beautiful murals for Cartier, and I think the panther is a little bit like my alter ego. We collaborated with Segreto. They did a phenomenal job bringing my vision to life, and seeing my drawing on a full scale in plaster with all this dimensionality just makes me so happy. I think the ceiling of our space is one of the biggest transformation. When we got the bathroom, we had these old soffits that really restricted the space, and we decided to not only open up the ceiling, but curve it. I had just come back from Paris at the Grand Palais, and I was enamored with the curved ceiling in that space, and I thought it would just be a very enveloping kind of treatment. And we collaborated with Porter Taleo and custom designed this wall treatment that is named Decadence by Matisse, and we customized it by adding some little gilding to it, some little streaks of gold to make it even more decadent, even more luxe. When it came to the shower, I wanted to create a space that felt very spiritual, almost like a temple that you step into. And France is really the intersection of a lot of different cultures, and I wanted to reflect that with the arch of the shower. We collaborated with Primestones, and we used the Viola marble that has a lot of movement to it, this beautiful deep maroon purple undertone. And we used the same stone on the vanity where we curved the top as well as the base. We collaborated with Artistic Tile, and I picked the Duo Tile by Allison Rose in Calcutta Gold and Vanilla Onyx. And I love the dichotomy of the hand-scraped plaster feeling of it paired with a more luxe material. It also has this beautiful fan detail to it that feels organic, but also pairs beautifully with the fan that is in our Cartier scarf. So it feels very Art Deco, very 1920s typical Parisian boudoir. Our rug came out beautiful. I collaborated with Sacco Carpet. I wanted something very soft to go over our French chocolate parquet, and I wanted the rug to become a mirror to the ceiling. That's why I chose these very organic brush strokes that almost feel like it was hand painted. It's very soft and feels amazing when you step on it. Our sconce and our pendant are both by Segreto, who is amazing and collaborates with all these different French artists. The artist who did the fabric on both the sconce and the pendant is Morgane Barogel-Crook. She's French, and she weaves these incredible fabrics that are then transformed into these light fixtures. The sconce is named Céline after the goddess of the moon, and the pendant is named Sautoir, which means pearl necklace in French. So it just felt very serendipitous. We love working with made goods because they have a collection that always feels travel and picked up from different places. So it added that sense of exoticism to our room. We picked a table that has a leaf shape that really picks up everything that's going on in the bas-relief mural. We added a luxurious bolster to the end of our tub for that ultimate moment in luxury where you get to rest your head on it. We upholstered it in a fabric by Parisian-Inspired and added a little button, such a pretty detail. I'm a big fan of Cartier, which French girl is not, and I decided to frame a scarf and treat it like art. It's the iconic French woman with the panther at her feet fanning herself. It's the ultimate Art Deco moment. When designing this space and thinking about what a bathroom is, I wanted an element that felt a little naughty, a little off color, and I thought it would be really fun to hang a swing by the window. Just a very playful element. I found the swing on First Dibs. It comes from Italy, and it's made of this beautiful caramel leather that's a nod to my love of everything equestrian. Accessories are always a fun part. It's the icing on the cake. I think a lot about olfactory design, so the scent that goes into designing a space. I love diptyque, so we have candles and diffusers and soap dispensers. Baccarat is obviously amazing cut crystal, our vase, our champagne glasses. We also have a few French books scattered around because everybody needs those. Being part of Kips Bay has been such an honor. When I found out I was one of the selected designers, I was over the moon. This is definitely one of the pinnacles of my career. The amount of collaboration that goes into this from suppliers, vendors, sponsors, other designers is truly phenomenal. It benefits a great cause, the Boys and Girls Club, and it's also fun to design a space where you have no parameters. You really just get to go for it, and I think we did.